Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura, and welcome to the Pattern Queens episode 114. Today is Super Bowl Sunday, February 12th, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship, and rambles, and lots of shenanigans, and the last football game before baseball season.
So I'm in my red for the Chiefs.
And I'm in Royals blue, but I do have Chewbacca rooting for the Rebels, which is red, which is the color of the Chiefs. I almost wore a green shirt today, and then I realized I could not do that in Kansas City because that is the color of the Eagles. I would be harassed
Can't
on
do
the
that
street
today. Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you for coming and joining us today. We know that you have lots of choices out there to watch, and we are so thrilled that you come and share your time with us.
For sure.
So what's new with you?
Not a whole lot is new with me. It's just been kind of the same old. I was blocked on my way to come here to the office to film by a boy who was pretending to be a ninja, and doing his best to secure the door so that I couldn't come out, and to lock the door, and doing all kinds of jumps and telling me that he was coming with me. So, that's kind of been my morning. What's new with you?
Well, I finished the Spring and Stars Hollow model stitch this week, and Katie Landis finished the Frogwarts Year for she took a drink. The Frogwarts Year for design, and Keisha and I started it.
So
can't show you any of that.
It's model stitching season.
So that's exciting for us because we like that we get to start a little bit earlier, and that'll be fun.
Yes, and it's always fun because as if you've watched for a while, you know I start top left, Laura starts bottom right, and so we get to see the pattern come together in the middle, and it's always kind of fun to see.
And what Katie loves about that is that by the time we get that far, we've found pretty much all of the errors, and she's made all the corrections. So
and she's got to see everything all at one time.
And then we each get to stitch one half that's already corrected.
Yep, it's always good.
Okay, I'm gonna take my drink.
All right.
What do you want to start with today?
Well, let's start with finishes. So I actually got a finish this week. I was working on Jolly Soul from the Black Needle Society, which is the Christmas snail that was released this past Black Friday. And I don't have it with me because I gave it to the designer. So Laura is going to insert a picture in here somewhere.
Right here.
But it was a lot of fun. I really like doing that. And now I've got to stitch it for myself because I haven't started for myself, but I didn't get very far. So.
I thought maybe you would stitch them at the same time and do like parts together.
I should have, but I wasn't smart enough to do that.
Well, I had 3 finishes this week. So the model, like I said, was number 7. So number 8 was I'm gonna make sure I say the right thing. The Spring Cleaning Fairy from the Prairie Fairies folio. It's this one.
The one on the bunny, of course.
And from Prairie Schooler. And I have this beautiful piece of the shop wrote that it's Carnival cruise fabric. But whatever it is, I need more of this. I can't find it. And I did change a little bit. I changed her top to a purple so that it would be more springy feeling than the red. And I found a sparkly Needle Necessities to do the wing on the back. So she's such a fun little girl. Well, not a little girl. Who knows how old that fairy is, right?
But little.
Yeah.
But she's on top of a rabbit. Unless it's
and
really
she is a
rabbit.
girl, right? So anyway, that was that one. And then my other finish I just had yesterday, and it is the Amethyst Collection needle book from Cherish Stitches. And there is a fob as well, but I've just done the needle book. And I was sent this by a friend several years ago. And in exchange, I got to stitch with Gloriana silks that she sent me as well.
Wow.
And I really like this. So now I just need to make an itty bitty needle book out of this. It'll be so cute.
So fun.
And it may live here at the office because I like to keep some supplies here, so that would kind of be perfect.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And that was finish number 9, but also in my 59 before 60, those were finishes 30, 31, and 32.
Wow.
So
mine was finished number 2 for the year, but that's
I'm really pushing, trying to get
Yes.
some things done. And because I worked on all of my whips last year, I really do have things that are close-ish to a finish.
right,
So
right.
it's a little easier this year.
Yes.
How about stash? Do you have any stash?
Well, I didn't bring it with me. I did get 1 skein of DMC because Laura and Katie went to the cross stitch store and Laura's like, I really feel like Keisha's just missing a skein of DMC. And I was. So it was a good memory. But it's for sea glass. Actually, I do have it because I have my supplies for sea
there
glass
you
here.
go.
But yeah, so that was my stash.
Katie and I went to the shop. There was a snow day on Thursday. Sorry, couldn't get there. And we ended up going out to the shop because it warmed up early enough that the roads here were pretty well clear. And we were able to put some things in for the framing sale, which I'm really excited about. So, I'm throwing things around.
It's getting dangerous.
And I'll get to show that later on. I don't think I bought anything. Maybe, we bought me some floss for the Frogworks model.
Oh, nice.
But in the mail from our friend Beth, Katie and I each got a Galentine present.
Oh, fun.
And mine is this cute little hoop that's been embroidered. And I did not bring the notes about who it's from. So I will see if maybe I can get that put in our notes. And then she sent us this cute little notepad.
Fun.
With a snail because we need that. That's so fun. I'm gonna lay this up here where it's safe. Okay. And that's really what I had this week.
Nice. That's
so this is going fast. Are you ready for some whips?
I'm ready for some whips. Now, we don't have all matching whips this time.
No.
But we do probably have a little bit of overlap. The first thing that I worked on this week, well, okay, they're in no particular order because who can remember?
Your last one might lead into my first one.
Okay, all right, I'll save this one for last then. So I worked on the first Spirit from Erica Michaels. This is from the Christmas Carol book that we got a couple Christmases ago in the Niceless Advent box. I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count straw from Weeks Fireworks.
It looks so tiny in here.
Tiny. But I finished the clock face there. I was about halfway done with it. I stitched this and then I started on the green here. So I did a couple over 200 stitches on it this week for a challenge.
Nice.
And then the next thing I worked on, I can bring up all of my pictures. I worked on Sea Glass from Carolyn Manning. And this is on a piece of 40 count Anthracite from Zweigart. And here's that.
It looks so pretty on that.
Thank you. So I did this little block here and then I did some filling in. I did a little over 200 stitches on that as well. I'm using them for challenges in the Fandom Stitching Central group, which is on Facebook if you're interested in that. It's a pretty fun challenge group. The next thing I worked on is Flying Pink Piggie from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this artwork is by Lisa Victoria. Shockingly, I did 200 stitches on this. This is on a piece of 25 count, just white linen, and I'm stitching 1 over 1. So I did some stitching over here.
Now you have the whole width of it.
Yes. There's still a little bit. It'll probably come down to about here, I think. But yes, it's the full width of it. And I'm really excited because if I work over here and fill in the rest of that block and just a couple stitches below it, I'll be done with the main blue that's on the top. So that'll be my first 0. on the
Oh,
pattern,
that's always
so
fun.
That's exciting. So I really had a good time with that. I think I'm going to be pulling that back out this week. Another thing I worked on is Big Hearted Tiny Town from Heart and Hand. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count Pansy from Picture This Plus. Someone, the next time I buy a fabric, tell me not to buy a dark 40 count for the things that I'm doing, since most of the stitching I do is at night. But here's where I am on this. I did,
and the fabric looks much lighter in this than it really does in person.
So here's where I am. This week I did pretty much all of the buildings for this side going forward. So that's what I worked on there. So lots of progress on that. I'm hoping to finish that this month. I'll definitely work on it on Valentine's Day. And then the last thing I have to show today is I worked on the 2023 Temperature SAL from Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts.
We started this one last Sunday.
We did. And of course, mine's not going to look like that because it's a different color depending on what the temperature is. And this is on a piece of 28 count China pearl linen. And here is where I am. So this is the entire month of January.
I have half of the month of January, and I'm using a 32 count. It was called Letter from Hogwarts.
Nice.
It's a Picture This Plus fabric. So,
and as you can tell, ours are mostly the same, except for I've decided that whenever I stay out of town, that I'm using the high temperature from there. So my first 2 days are actually what the high temperature was in Des Moines.
So that's why I was wondering. So
ours are a little bit different, but mostly the same. We live 10 minutes from each other, so but our high temperatures are mostly going to be the same.
I'm really excited to work on this and get the days caught up. The nice thing for us is that it's only 10 stitches a day that we need to put in, and probably I'm not doing that every day.
Right. I think what I've decided is that I'm going to do it about once a week and see if I can use it for one of the challenges, like get it to fit. That way I can do 200 stitches, do the 70 stitches for the week, and then work on the border. Is kind of my plan on that. So we'll see how it goes. This week I've got 110 stitches in it so far this week, and I'll end on the 9th, and then I'll do that.
Okay.
That's my plan. It's probably not going to be followed. But that's all I have for this week.
Okay, so to continue mine, I'll show you my Big Hearted Tiny Town because I put a few more stitches in, and this is from Heart in Hand. She is coming out with a new Tiny Town for market. She is teasing and saying which Big Hearted Tiny or which Tiny Town would you like to see next?
Okay, well.
And I did this fence that things this side. So I already had this in before.
Nice.
And I'm finding this is on a 32 count petty point. I'm finding that the petty point is really interesting because you have to really poke to get through the dots. And it's making me work my path a little and maybe come up in a different hole, and it's a lot more poke and stab than what I'm used to. So and then because I had all those finishes, the only other thing I worked on this week is my Barbara Anna Funky Bird.
I didn't work on it.
I just worked on this last night, and it's on a 32 count limited edition from Color and Cotton. And I'm just trying to get it where it'll hold a little bit. This is what it looks like. So I got a lot of that. Well, I found out that I had my outline color here. I had evidently not had enough bags, but I had 2 bags that said 33.71, and I had thrown this in one of them. So I thought I didn't have it.
Right.
And that's what's been holding me up.
Oh no.
So I bought another skein, promptly found that I had it marked that way. So I need to change that one. But anyway, started again, did that outline on the bird and then a lot of the fill-in stuff. So I'm trying to get to a point where I'm just filling.
Yeah. So
So,
good.
Thank you. And I have all of the lettering except for the X, because the X goes right here,
Oh, yeah. that
just
makes
completely
sense.
away from
Mhm.
everything else. But otherwise, everything is done up in the letters. I am seriously just on the bird and the X.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
and
That's really
those
awesome.
are my whips. Yes, I'm hoping that this is my next finish.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
So that's why, I mean, seriously, I've set myself up
Mhm.
to have a lot of finishes potentially this year.
Right.
I don't know if they're all going to go fast enough to get me to my 59 before 60, but
It'll get you to your under 100 whips by the end of the year.
let's hope. I left this pulled up on purpose so that I could tell you. I am currently at 154 whips.
Wow,
So
that's so good. That's down a lot from last year.
yeah, that makes me really happy. And what I figured out, and I don't know if I need to look through this and make a few more changes, is that as I finish, if I finish one thing in a series,
Mhm.
I'm probably leaving it on my whip list, but I can take off the size marker, like the SML,
Right.
because if I take that out, it'll remove it from my count.
Ah, gotcha.
And so until I start it again,
Mhm.
I won't consider it a whip.
Right. Right.
And I mean, that's how I count those.
Mhm.
So
That makes sense.
then I
'Cause you're-
don't have to put all the details back in either.
Right. 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 That makes sense.
So that's where I am with that. And yeah. What other big things do you have coming up this week?
Well, we are actually going to be pre-filming right after we get done with this. So if you see our next week's video and we're wearing the same clothes, I mean, we've probably washed them by now, but we're filming right after this because next weekend I'm going to be out of town. It's going to be my 6th wedding anniversary, and
Congratulations.
I like him still. But my anniversary is the day after my niece's birthday, so we always go and visit. They live near my in-laws, so we stay with my in-law. Well, we'll be staying at a hotel, but we always go up to Iowa so that we can celebrate that birthday. And which means my in-laws are very much like, let us watch James. And we're like, yes, take James. So we're going to, I think we're going to stay at a hotel and eat some good food, have some good drinks. Timothy's found some arcades. So we're really looking forward to that. And then Valentine's Day, but Valentine's Day is on Tuesday.
Mhm.
So there's not going to be a whole lot of fun there. But as far as stitching plans, I'm probably going to work on a mix of the same things. I haven't got the stitching challenges yet, but I do know that we'll be working on sea glass because that's what we're
Yes.
filming next. And
we're excited about that. So.
yes, and then more Frogwarts model, which you won't be able to see until July, but that's okay.
Mhm.
How about you?
Well, I have 6 more whips that I would like to work on in February. It's different this year because I'm not pushing to do that, but I have 6 more options to finish this month.
Nice.
And things that are close-ish.
Yeah.
And then there are things that I would like to work on, like I need to pull out my life after death, because I would like to do it before the mad rush of the end of the month.
Right, right.
And I need to work on my floral Darth Vader, which is for Brie. I have my spreadsheet open if you wonder why I'm looking. But I also have floral Darth Vader and I have Hive Rules. I owe Hibernation Day, my snow day project, a couple of days of stitching. So those are the ones that if I get some extra time, I would like to do that this week. But that funky bird will probably be my big push until I'm finished with it. And once I get all of the little bits done with it and it's just filled, then I should move pretty quickly.
Right. Is that going to be your Super Bowl stitching tonight, you think?
Probably. Yeah. It's a big enough, light enough fabric count that I feel like I can do it easily and not have to worry about it so much. And really, I think that I have most of the body of the bird ready to go
Oh, okay.
for fill in. So that would be okay then.
I'm not going to get any Super Bowl stitching in because we're going to a friend's house and they also have a toddler. So I'm just going to be watching the kids. They're going to be more entertaining than what's happening, I'm sure.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm so excited. I love my football.
See, I'll watch the Super Bowl. I'm excited for it culturally, but also I'm going to have a lot of fun watching whatever it is my son and his friends get up to.
And then I'm hoping that there are some good movies out because Katie is so excited that football season is coming to a close, because that means that we will once again use our AMC passes and we will go to the movies.
Well, all I know is that the new Ant-Man movie is coming out on Friday, and it is on our list of movies that we're going to go see because we won't have a toddler to take to the movie theater.
It looks a little darker than, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see that one. And I have been working on a semi-secret project. And so I'm hoping to get a lot more of that done this week and get better and better and better. There will be a new product in Lovey Studios, which Lovey Studios will be opening again this next week. We won't have a drop on Friday, but we'll be opening it with the current stock. So we've had a lot of people saying, when can we get the book sleeves again? So we will be doing that.
Book sleeves are good.
Book sleeves, if you need to know, this is a standard size. And Keisha and I have matching book sleeves for this because this is our tiny town. But I have this and I have a full size that I also make. The other thing that happened this week that was exciting is that the signups for the Black Needle Society retreat that will be in person here in August opened up this week.
Oh, and I'm so excited about it.
And we have a few spots left. So if you haven't signed up and you want to come meet Keisha and I, we will be there hanging out.
You might even see James. James came to the stitching room a couple of times.
He did.
So he carrying his skein of floss, showing everybody his skein of floss.
So, but that's about it. Do you have anything else?
I don't think I have anything else today.
Okay. Well, with that, I think we're probably going to be on to our next video.
Right. Rambling some more.
Yes. And coming up with lots more shenanigans.
Yes.
So for now, all that's left to say is bye.
Bye. Have a good week.